Yeah. So recently we had the bride and groom expo.
Yes.
And on that event, many prominent people were called to, to talk to the people, to, entertain. And one of the people that were called to entertain, I saw Spice Diana there. And I also saw our own Bebe Cool with her wife. So because we see them as married people, as a couple, they are in the right position to talk about
Marriage
issues, relations, how should giving a little bit of their background stories of their marriage so that they can inspire any other person out there preparing for marriage, sort of. So as questions were being given to Bebe Cool, they asked you a bit of some questions. So someone was like, could you tell us what brought the split?
Ekyanjawula ne Bobi era apology gye namugamba alimala gikola publicly yava ku mukyala wange ng'anobye.
Between you and Bobi Wine.
That was, I think, the most favorite part.
Yeah, and I think that was something everyone has been waiting for.
Highlight of the event.
Yeah, that not even the event, but Ugandans have been wanting to know what would have caused the bitter split of these two. And he's like, since all of you have been yearning to know the reason of our split, then here is it. My dear, the story broke my heart. I thought the man is going to say, that guy did this to me, talked banang.
People,
but it's like a story. Anyway,
there is a video. I believe people are going to watch that video and then we shall get to hear their reactions on it. But reacting on the video, because I also watched the video.
Yeah.
So in the video, Bebe Cool was like, there was a time when Babi Chagulanyi, the wife to Bobi Wine, used, they had issues with her husband and she could, seek for space. She could leave the husband seeking for space, and then she went to Bebe Cool's home. And then going to Bebe Cool's home, always when I went ahead and, comforted her, she counseled her, she gave her advice, talked sense to her, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what, women
woman
do.
to woman.
Yeah, woman to woman. But when it was Wena's turn, Bebe calls Babi. He's like, Babi is Wena has left. Could you please do the same favor, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
So Bambi,
returning the favor.
Yeah, returning the favor. Remember, married people always talk about stuffs. So Bambi goes on, shares it with the husband. And then the husband, that's Bobi Wine, calls Bebe. He's like, yo, nigga, why do you keep on, involving my wife into your married issues? Mukazi wange yakutumya okwenda. So it left a bitter taste in Bebe's ears. So Bebe, from that moment, he was so bitter.
And that is the reason why he's so furious.
Yeah.
Today.
And me, I would want to say that I feel like Bebe is being petty on that. What Bobi did was stating the facts.
Okay. May could I know Bebe Cool of someone who really loves his wife.
We all know.
And he's always very emotional and bitter to anyone who comes out speaking nonsense about the wife. So to someone like that, who I'm picturing it to be like, Bebe by that time was very, worried, doesn't know what to do next. He needs help because, he couldn't see the wife going away. At I'm calling you. You're just making fun of me. You're just someone I'm expecting you to help me. So I think it could be a reason. It could be every clash has a where it starts from. It has somewhere it starts from. So I think those other things that coming up, they added up to that. Like small things like that.
But me,
he sang this song. He said something like this. So those things come up, piling up.
Me, I think their beef had started way back before even that, Kunova thing came into the picture. They had beef already. So I don't
you're thinking they had beef already. Tell me from where? Because when you say that, I think they had beef. There is something you think that this was the reason of the beef.
Yeah, I remember there are, labels. One is from in the Gagamel Firebase. People used to compare it a lot. And remember, Ugandans have a tendency of comparing. So whenever they compare that, these people, it stirred up a beef between the two artists. Because people used to say that the Gagamel boss is better than the Firebase boss. You understand? At some point, they reached a stage whereby they needed to prove also that each one is better than the other.
Yeah.
You understand?
But
again, me, I would want to say that it wasn't right for Bebe to call Bobby, because in the first place, also Bebe, Bobby Wine never mentioned, never called Bebe. Never called actually Zuena.
But
he never called Zuena.
Bebe called, get this right. Get this story right. Bebe says when Bobby had issues with Bobby, with her husband, she called Zuena. So when Bebe Cole had issues with Zuena, he decided to call the friend to the wife. So the friend to the wife, who's Bobby, told Bobby that, this one, so such this and this is happening. But we hear another side of that. Some other story, someone said that, talked about of another story that Bobby was like, you can't go out, it's late.
Okay.
It's late night, you cannot go out. So I think in the process, Bobby was like, Bebe's calling me. So Bobby was like, give me that phone.
So how that question came up? They were in the A and Q session, and then one fan asked, so what's the logic behind? Because we are seeing the husbands are not friends, but the ladies and the sons and daughters claim to be friends. What's the logic behind? So when Bebe was narrating the entire story, me, I would conclude what most people didn't see or didn't notice, that he concluded with a note that they are not friends.
Who?
Bobby and...
Yeah, he said it
Bobby
also.
and Zuena.
Yeah, he said it last time when this saga we talked about recent, of the kids being compared. He said that the kids are friends, and he also said the wives have also been friends for some time, but it was me who reached at a certain point and told my wife, no, this should stop. Because it doesn't, and I understand him when he says like that, you cannot tell me that I'm a friend to the enemy of my mother. It does not make sense.
Okay. All the best. We wish them all the best, and moving on to our next spiel.